It's been almost a year since Lara Croft came to the vlog, but how well do you actually know her perks? In this video, we're going over Lara's perks and seeing if they're worth the hype. Lara Croft came to Dead by Daylight in chapter 32.5. This was a half chapter released in July of 2024. A half chapter basically means a single character. In this case, the Tomb Raider chapter just included Lara Croft, no killer, and no map. In Lara's lore, she came to the vlog while trying to save her best friend Sam from a cult called the Brotherhood. The cult believes Sam was a vessel for an ancient queen. While trying to save her friend from being burned alive, Lara is caught. The entity's fog surrounded Lara and her captors, allowing Lara to escape into the entity's realm, ultimately causing Lara to trade one nightmare for another. Lara ranks number 10 in terms of most picked survivors according to Nightlight.gg. Players pick her 3.34% of the time, and she has an escape rate of 50%. Lara's 3 perks are Finesse, Hardened, and Specialist. Starting off with Finesse, this is arguably Lara's strongest perk. According to Nightlight, it ranks number 10 overall for most used survivor perks with a 9.34% pick rate. Whenever you are healthy, Finesse activates. It allows you a 20% increase to fast vault speed with a cooldown of 30 seconds. And honestly, it's easy to see why this is such a commonly picked perk. I remember doing a video about her in the PTB. There is such a problem in DBD with servers not connecting well and feeling like killers would get free hits on survivors after they finish a vault. For a lot of players, this solves that issue. It's a shame to waste a perk slot on an issue developers should be working on, but I understand why this perk exists. But this perk does have good synergy with other perks. I like to pair it with Life, Quick and Quiet, and Dance with Me to confuse killers at vault points. Finesse and Life get you the speed you need to break away from a tile. Quick and Quiet hides whether or not you've actually used the vault, and Dance with Me hides your scratch marks after vaulting so there's no trail for the killers to follow. It's a pretty fun build that gets decent value even if you're not a strong looper. Next up we have Harden. After opening a chest and either cleansing or blessing a totem, it activates. It suppresses any scream you would make and shows you the killer's aura for up to 5 seconds. Now usually I love a good aura reading perk. They tend to be my favorite. I always think it's good as both survivor and killers to know where your opponent is, but this perk is too much work for too little payoff, mostly because killers' abilities, add-ons, or perks that would make you scream aren't very commonly run. So you're wasting a perk slot on something that's probably not going to happen and requires a ton of time away from the objective to get value out of it. It's just too situational. Even if they were to change the conditions so that you only had to open a chest or you only had to cleanse a totem, I don't think this perk would be running just because that's how little killers make survivors scream. Hell, I'd even go as far as to say that they could give you the scream suppression and aura reading for free and it still wouldn't be worth it in my opinion. I think this perk has good potential, but in the current meta, there's just not enough value. And finally, we have Specialist. Whenever you unlock or rummage through a chest, you gain 1 token. You can have a maximum of 6 tokens. When succeeding at a great skill check, all tokens are consumed. For each token, the number of repair charges is reduced by 4 charges per token. You can reduce a maximum of 24 charges on a generator. This one always has me tempted to say it's underrated. I understand why people don't run it though. Chests are kind of annoying to deal with unless you've got a specific build for it. But the fact you can permanently reduce about a quarter of a generator's charges can be so valuable. The reason more people don't run this though is because the time it takes to find and rummage through chests. It's not necessarily worth it to save 24 seconds on a generator, but this perk does amazing against a 3-gen situation. I think it would also have great synergy with potential energy, because 1 great skill check and the use of a full stack of potential energy is half a generator. Weaving Spiders also permanently reduces the number of charges on all generators, allowing whatever generator you use Specialist on to be even easier to finish. If I were to try and build around Specialist, I would probably run Plunder's Instinct to make finding chests easier, either Residual Manifest, Pharmacy, or Scavenger for extra rummaging, and Appraisal for another chance to rummage and an increase to rummaging speed. I think this would give you the most bang for your buck. Since without offerings there's a default of 3 chests per trial, this would potentially give you 9 tokens. But with offerings like Shiny Coin, this could be increased. The absolute maximum in the game is 13 chests, but this would require 4 Shiny Coins and the killer to run Hoarder. However, this being so specific, I don't imagine anyone running a build like this anytime soon. But these are Lara Croft's perks. What do you guys think? Is there one you've been dying to try out? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so I can bring you more Dead by Daylight content.